What if you could get back like hundreds of hours of your life? Seriously, we're about to dive into 5 AI tools that are completely changing the game for anyone who makes videos. This is going to be good.
Yeah, you heard me right. We're not talking about saving a few minutes here and there. This is a fundamental shift. We're talking about reclaiming a huge part of your life that, right now, is probably lost to the endless grind of manual video editing.
And let's be real, that's what a lot of editing feels like, doesn't it? It's that exhausting, just soul-crushing work that stands between you and the thing you actually love to do, which is creating something awesome.
You know the drill. You wrap up a great 30-minute interview, you're feeling fantastic, but then reality sets in. That 30 minutes of raw footage somehow turns into a 6-hour slog of cutting out every single every fixing mistakes. It's just a massive creative bottleneck. Okay, but that's where things get really, really exciting. We're done with the problem. Let's talk about the solution. These 5 AI tools are here to completely flip that entire workflow on its head. I'm telling you, they're not just little upgrades, they are absolute game changers.
So here's our lineup for today. CapCut, Adobe Podcast Enhance, Opus Clip, Video.ai, and Gling.ai. Each one of these targets a different, really painful part of the editing process. Let's break down how they work.
All right, first things first. Before you can do anything else, you need good raw material. So let's talk about improving the very foundation of your video, the actual audio and video files you start with. These first couple of tools are all about rescue and enhancement. Now, this first tool might actually surprise you, mostly because it's been hiding in plain sight. It's CapCut. It has become so much more than a simple editor. It is now packed with AI features that, I'm not kidding, just a few years ago would have cost you thousands of dollars in pro software.
Just think about this one feature for a second. What used to take hours, and I mean hours, of painstaking, frame-by-frame masking to cut a person out from their background is now done with a single click. Boom. Done. It's wild.
And this one is just as mind-blowing. Got some old, grainy footage you thought was totally unusable? CapCut's AI can look at it, analyze it, and upscale it into sharp, clean 4K video. It literally makes old clips look like they were shot yesterday.
And honestly, the list just keeps on going. You can create a slick 3D dolly zoom effect from a still photo. Use AI to smooth skin or whiten teeth through an entire video. And even automatically reframe your horizontal video for TikTok or Reels. It's like having a Hollywood post-production crew right in your pocket. Okay, on to our next tool. And this one has personally saved me from projects that I thought were completely dead in the water. Adobe Podcast Enhance. You can basically think of it as your emergency on-call audio engineer for when you mess up and record terrible audio.
This quote just says it all. It came from a real-world disaster, a super important interview that was recorded in a noisy, echoey nightmare of a room. The original audio was just awful, unusable. But after running it through this AI, it came back sounding crystal clear, like it was recorded in a professional studio. The AI doesn't just clean up noise, it literally rebuilds the human voice.
Okay, so we fixed our raw footage, it looks great, it sounds great. Now how do we get the most out of it? This next batch of tools is all about repurposing your content, turning one long video into a whole army of social media clips, and doing it automatically.
So here's the magic of Opus Clip. It actually thinks like a social media manager. It watches your entire long video, and it analyzes everything. Speech patterns, moments of high energy, key phrases, to find the little golden nuggets that are most likely to go viral. It does the prospecting for you.
Now here's a little pro tip for you. The tool gives every clip a virality score, right? But don't just automatically grab the #1 clip. I found that some of the real gems, the most authentic, relatable moments, are often ranked like 6th or 7th. So you got to dig a little deeper than just the top score.
Our fourth tool, Video.ai, kind of takes this whole idea and puts it on steroids. You can think of it as an entire automated editing team that chops up your podcasts and interviews for you while you're sleeping.
This right here shows the incredible difference in workflow. The old way meant you had to manually scrub through hours of a timeline, trying to find interesting bits. The new way, the AI watches the whole thing and just hands you a neatly organized, time-stamped list of topics. You just point and click.
And now for our final tool. And honestly, this one might be the most impressive of the whole bunch. This AI tackles what is, for my money, the single most tedious part of editing, getting that first rough cut done. Everybody, meet Kling.ai. This thing is pure magic for anyone who creates talking head videos, vlogs, tutorials, anything like that. You just upload your raw footage and it automatically finds and cuts out every single mistake, every false start, and every long awkward silence.
But here's the truly brilliant part. Let's say you mess up a sentence and you try to say it 7 times in a row. Grabling doesn't just randomly pick one. It analyzes all 7 attempts and intelligently figures out which one was the best, cleanest take, and it keeps that one while deleting the other 6. It's like an editor with superhuman focus.
And this chart just drives the whole point home. These are real numbers from my own workflow. A job that used to take me a solid 4 hours of intense editing is now finished in about 20 minutes. The AI does like 90% of the heavy lifting, and I just pop in at the end for the final creative polish. The time savings are they're staggering.
So, what does this all add up to? Well, it means we're walking into a completely new creative age. But here's the most important thing to remember. These tools aren't here to replace us. They're here to amplify our creativity by getting rid of all the tedious, technical junk that slows us down.
This can be your new reality. You can get back dozens of hours every single week. You can spend your energy on great ideas and storytelling, not just clicking buttons on a timeline. And frankly, creators who jump on these tools now are going to have a massive advantage, letting them make more great stuff without completely burning out.
So, in the end, it really all comes down to this. With technology moving this fast, sticking with the old, slow way of doing things is a huge risk. The real question isn't about whether you can afford these tools, it's whether you can afford to get left behind.